Woohoo! Okay, so on Wednesday's section.
Wednesday.
Wednesday section. Okay, don't do it on the same one as Tuesday, please. Wednesday. I need 2 more lines.
Oh, yes, only 2.
Well, yeah, I only need 2 because we're only doing 2 words. But the important thing, like Juan tried to mention, was that in cursive you do not lift your pencil up, and you'll see. You do not lift the pencil up. It'll be okay. Okay, we ready? Are we ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna start with at first. Okay. So ready? Are you watching?
Yeah.
Pencils down, and we're watching.
Oh my God, it will connect perfect.
Delilah, it's okay. Just getting excited. Okay. Ready? Can y'all see?
Yeah.
Okay. Ready?
It's so perfect.
Lift up your pencil.
To do the T. Yes. Okay. Ready? I'm gonna do it again.
Oh, it's my.
If you need to watch it, watch it.
Okay, that one. Okay, the last one.
Yeah, the last one definitely looks better. See, the more practice, the better. The more times you practice, the better you get. Okay, so practice writing at. Practice writing at. This is just practice, babies. So don't freak out. Jordan, this looks fine. Close your T's a little bit. They look like A's.
This doesn't look good.
This one.
I'm coming. Let me see.
T looks like an A.
Well, don't make it look like a capital A. It will make it look like a lowercase t in cursive.
That looks like.
No, that looks perfect. Let me see.
A star.
Those look perfect. See, more practice, the better. You just gotta cross your T. Cross it. Hold on. Dude, come on. Hold on. You'll see.
I'll see.
See.
No hablo español.
No habla español.
We should watch
Habla.
a movie.
Hablo.
But habla, because, habla,
Oh my God, I'm about to.
Hablo, see, because you're male. Yes. Jordan's like, that looks good. You need to close them next time, but get it right. Yes, that's much better.
Good.
You got it? Can you see it?
I don't know if it's good or
Let me see.
I can't see it.
Those are great. Y'all are killing me. Y'all are perfect at this stuff. You don't want to do it. I think y'all are great.
I just want to learn how to recognize these
You
things.
can't lie to me like that.
Yeah.
I'm not good at this.
Yes, you are. Don't say you're not.
Could be
Y'all are all good at something. Okay, are we ready for cat?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. All right, ready?
Yes.
I'm gonna show my cat when I.
Ready?
Yes, ma'am.
You're wondering how you connect the C, so ready?
Yeah.
That's easy.
But where?
I know, my T looks like an A. Hold on, ready? Wait, ready?
Yes.
Where's C's hair?
Okay, so when C is at the front, you don't have to add the hair.
Oh.
When C is at the front, you don't have to add the hair. Okay, but when C is like in the middle or at the end, you need to add the hair. Like, I'll show you an example. Okay, I'm gonna do it again if anybody needs to watch.
Okay.
I know.
I'm done.
Ooh, look at you.
What do you think about this?
What is that? Oh my God.
That looks good. I like it. Look at you. Oh, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud. I'm so proud.
Does mine look good?
Let me see.
Okay. My first one
Yes.
was
It
better.
looks like they have like little. What does it happen? Except they're not colored.
My first one was better than my second one.
They all. Recap. We need to do a recap.
But they look good. Okay, I need that 3 times. Give it to me 3 times, please.
Recap.
One more.
We need a recap.
Third time's the charm. Third time's the charm.
Ooh. A charm.
Ew, mine looked even worse the third time.
Mine too.
Let me see one.
Mine's so.
I'm done.
My second one.
Get 6
No,
feet.
those look good.
I'm done.
I like your second one.
I'm done.
Your third one's a little close, but they look really good.
Harder to write.
Alright, thumbs up that we are done and ready to move on. Thumb to the side if you need more time.
No.
Okay, I'll give you another minute.
We should write the word.
Okay, next time. Okay, next cursive is our main.
I don't know how to do it.
I know.
I know how
Yes,
to
Amen.
My name is
Actually,
regular.
could you ever write them in?
No, I need
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
You could ever. It's probably gonna be hard.
need to close.
Yeah.
Are you left-handed?
No, I'm right-handed.
Oh, no.
Okay, are we ready? Is everybody ready?
How do you do it?
You cross your T, dot your I? Okay.
Oh God.
Alright.
Feels
Okay, who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Okay. I need eyes and ears. Alright, so I'm just gonna show you, you don't need to do it with me. I'm gonna show you where C is in the middle. Okay, ready? See?
That's act.
Act, very good. So see how the C right here has its little hair?
Yeah.
Can I try it?
You can try it if you like. You don't have to do it though if you don't want to. It was just showing you so you would know. Whoop. Oh,
Wow.
where the heck?
Sorry.
Okay.
That's horrible.
Okay, so if you want to practice act, that is fine with me. However, I'm going to tell you you're on this day in history. Okay, so on this day in history in 1846, this is today, this is September 23rd, Johann Gottfried Gale, a German astronomer, discovered the planet Neptune. So Neptune was discovered today. How cool is that?
We should have a party.
Whoop whoop. Okay, anyways,
Neptune's birthday.
your important messages. Woohoo, you caught up. Yay, you. We're awesome. Okay, so what I need. No, don't say what?
Oh yay.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so what I need is for you, if you're done, turn to your notebook section of your notebook, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
We
should have a notebook section. You should have a notebook section. Why is it on the floor? It's on the floor. Note section. Thank you, Drake, for being very on point. Yes, Delilah?
Can you teach us how to write Pennsylvania in cursive?
Not right now, but maybe if we have time afterwards, I can show you.
Today?
Maybe. We'll see.
Let's see.
Okay, who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Okay, let's try that again. Okay, so what I need is for you to open to your notes section in your notebook. Did I do better that time, Drake? Okay, I'm going to give you your Social Studies Weekly. Remember, your Social Studies Weekly is your resource. You don't need to be scared of it. I'm not just going to shove it in your face and give you an assignment to do. That's not what we're doing here. We're using it as a resource to help us learn.
That's
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. That we're still learning, and you can talk to me about it later.
I'm gonna be learning
Oh, here, Drake. Are you gonna stay on the floor? Okay.
Yes.
Whatever you need to be able to see.
Thank you.
Okay. So what I need as well is I need a moment for your eyes real quickly so you can watch my recap video. Say it with me. Recap. Wait, that was awful. Hold on. We gotta do that one more time. That was awful. Ready? On 3. Do recap. Ready? Do my recap. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Recap! Very good. Okay, so we are going to recap the past
Oh, is that
the past decade. No, we are going to review the past 3 weeks before we get into this, okay? I found a really good video for you guys that is going to be 1,000 times better than just me going blah, 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 blah. So we are going to watch this really quickly. It's very short, very quick, okay? I think it's a very good recap video for you.
It's not recap, it's recap.
Oh, excuse me, Jordan. Okay, give me 1 sec.
Yeah.
All right, this is going in.
They're good at drawing.
It all started back in 1607 with the first successful English settlement, Jamestown, Virginia, soon followed by Plymouth, Massachusetts. Over the next 130 years, cities developed, and in 1754, the entire East Coast was established as the 13 British colonies. The British were not the only ones establishing colonies. The French were starting their own colonies in the area now known as Canada. Then, the French and British started getting into arguments over territory. And then, from 1756 to 1763, the French and the Indians fought against the British and the colonists in the French and Indian War, also known as the 7 Years' War. The colonists and the British won the war. To make it official, the British and the French signed the Treaty of Paris in 1763. Not only did the treaty end the war, but it also granted the British control of the territory from the Mississippi River to the Appalachian Mountains. But the war left the British with a bunch of debt, so they taxed the American colonists a lot. And then, in 1765, they passed the Stamp Act, and all important papers and documents needed to be produced in Great Britain and have a special stamp, and the American colonists had to pay for this too. Even with new territory, colonists were very angry that the British were robbing them of their hard earnings by making them pay unreasonable taxes on things like tea and postage, and there was nothing they could do about it because they didn't even have any representation in the British Parliament. They had had enough, so they decided to stop paying taxes completely. But they were just getting started. In 1773, 3 British ships delivering tea from the East India Tea Company were ambushed by colonists disguised as American Indians. They dumped all the tea into the harbor. This act of aggression went down in history as the Boston Tea Party. The British were steamed and started assembling troops to move against the American colonists. Paul Revere, a silversmith from Boston, received this top secret information and jumped on his horse, warning, "The British are coming, the British are coming." The next morning, on April 19, 1775, the first attacks from the colonists against the British happened in Lexington, Massachusetts, with a shot heard around the world. This marked the start of the American Revolutionary War.
Okay, so did you notice that towards the end, it wasn't really recapping. It was doing something else.
Teaching.
It was giving you an insight. Ow, ow, ow. It was giving you an insight.
Is you okay?
Yes, it is okay. It was giving you an insight into what we're about to do up here. So, what I need you to do is I need you to open up your Social Studies Weekly to the very middle. I need you to get a highlighter. I'll get you.
Yellow marker.
You can use the yellow marker. Do you have a yellow marker? Do you have a yellow marker?
Yeah.
Okay, then use the yellow marker.
Can I use a phone pencil?
Huh?
Can I use a phone pencil because that's all I have?
That's fine. Whatever you have is fine as long as you can see it.
Yes.
Because this is going to be very helpful for you tomorrow. Wink, wink.
No.
Okay, when you have your highlighter and your Social Studies Weekly open up to the middle, please raise your highlighter in the air so that I know you are ready. Almost. Juan, are you ready? Show me you're ready. Hold it, keep it. I didn't say you put it down. Keep it up there.
Boom.
Off to the sky.
Alright, Jacob, are we almost ready? Okay, your Social Studies Weekly is not open though, Jacob, so you're not ready yet. Okay, if you are ready, you may put your pencils down. I'll give just another minute. Open it up to the middle. Right there. Open, open. In the middle. Like this.
Mid.
Middle. I need you to do is in your, you still need your notes. You still need your notes. I know your desk isn't big enough, but you still need your notes section. You need your notes section.
Oh.
You need your notes section. Okay, I would suggest doing it kind of like this for right now, because we're going to start on this side. So then when we move to this side, you can flip it over. So I would suggest, my loves, to make it easier, put your social studies weekly on the table and then put your notebook on the right side first, because we read and start on the left. Then when we get to the right side, you can switch it to the left side.
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Anthony, are you ready, sir? Okay, why is your social studies weekly not open all the way? You gotta be on the right page before we start, baby. I want you all nice and ready. Okay, thumbs up if we're ready. Thumbs up if we're ready. Thumbs up if we're ready.
Oh.
And there you go, baby. Okay, alright, so, like in the video said, we talked about the fact that we have our 13 colonies.
Yeah.
We talked about how they became, what went on in them. We talked about their funny names that we have for them. We talked about the fact that 2 countries specifically got super greedy about land. Who did we talk about last week? What's one of them? Avon. Great Britain, and who was the other one?
Spain.
We have Great Britain, and then who, Drake? France. We had Great Britain and France in the what war? French and Indian War. Very good. Okay, that's what we did last week. So now, since Great Britain kind of sort of won that, even though they signed a peace treaty on it, okay, they had a lot of loss of money. Remember, we talked about they lost a lot of money, and they had to tax the colonists. So all of our colonies up there, all of our colonies, all those people got taxed for stuff, okay? Even Georgia, even our drama mama llama Georgia, yes.
Oh.
We'll get into it. Okay, so what I need to open and make sure we're all ready to go. So on the first section, we're going to look in the Boston Tea Party. Okay, I want you to look around in that paragraph. Okay, look around in there. And I want you to tell me what the first date you see is. What's the first date you see? Drake, what's the first date you see?
1773.
What's the month?
May.
May. Okay, so our first date on our timeline is May 1773. So in your notes section, I want you to start making your beautiful timeline. It's okay, don't worry about it. We'll worry about it later. Make your beautiful timeline that you are already so good at doing. Whoop, almost dropped it. Don't worry about it right now. I need you to stay with me. It's okay. You can clean it up later. In your notes section, I need your beautiful lined timeline. Delilah. You got a problem, stay quiet so you don't distract. You want to switch? That's fine. Make sure you put it back. Okay, thumb up that we are good with our timeline so far. If you're not, you're okay. You still have time. Okay, so the first date on our timeline, so the first little tick mark that you should have is May 1773. May 1773. I want you to find May 1773 in your Social Studies Weekly and highlight it, please. So find where it talks about May 1773 and highlight it, please. We're highlighting so we can refer back to it easily tomorrow. I'm sorry, Xavier, I'm in your way.
Did you write that?
You might need a little bit bigger. Or if you're fine with that, that's on you. You're gonna need it tomorrow.
You would like that?
Yes. Or you can wait and I can tell you what you need to write. One of the two. Okay. So as you are highlighting and making sure that your wonderful timeline is ready, I need your listening ears. Okay. So after Great Britain has started taxing the colonists, we come upon May 1773, where Great Britain's Parliament, now Parliament is kind of the equivalent to their royalty. Okay, they have kind of a split government between their royalty and Parliament. Okay, so Parliament kind of handles like everyday things, and the royals kind of just handle what they feel like handling ever so often. I know that there's a little bit more to it, but you know, that's Great Britain. We don't need to go into that just yet. Hold on even. Okay? So Great Britain's Parliament, so this is a form of their government. They pass the Tea Act. Now the Tea Act is because of the fact that the colonists were drinking tea every single day. Now, I know sometimes we drink tea every single day, but we drink it sweet, sometimes with lemon, it's iced, you know, sometimes. Okay? Sometimes, when we go out to eat, maybe. Okay? But the colonists drank tea every day. They had tea time. They drank it every single day. Okay? So this is why this is so important.
Why are they obsessed with tea?
Huh?
Why are they obsessed with tea?
It's a Great Britain thing. People in England, they really like tea.
They like tea.
They really like tea. They really like tea. I know that there's more behind it, but we got to stay on topic. Okay, so the Parliament decided to pass the Tea Act because of the fact that they realized that the colonists were just getting so angry with all of the laws and all of the taxations that they were bringing upon them. Okay? So when they realized how angry the colonists were, they could tell, oh, we need to kind of think of a different plan. But we need to maintain control. So they passed the Tea Act so that they could show the colonists, oh, we'll light up on the taxations. We'll light up on it a little bit, but we're going to keep control of you just a little bit. And it's really a lot. It's a lot because of the fact that the Tea Act made it where the colonists could not buy tea from anybody else. They could not buy tea from anybody else. They could only get it from Great Britain. Now, so think of it like this. Think of yourself as the colonist for a second. Let's say for your lunches, if you had to bring a lunch one day to school because we have a half day. Let's say that you like to get Uncrustables, the little PB&J sandwiches. Okay, say that it's cheaper at H-E-B, or it's cheaper at Kroger, or it's cheaper at Walmart. We have 3 different grocery stores around here that give us Uncrustables. But what if someone said, you can't get Uncrustables from anywhere except H-E-B? That's not really fair, because what if the cheaper Uncrustables are at Kroger? And we're spending more money at H-E-B to get Uncrustables. That's exactly how the Tea Act was. They could get tea from other people that was cheaper, but Great Britain made it where they couldn't do that. So they had that control on them still. I know, isn't it? It's crazy. It's just rude. So, hold on. So, back to your Social Studies Weekly. There's another date just below May 1773. I want you to find, and we're going to highlight it. Jordan, what is the next date that I have?
December 16th, 1773.
Yes, December 16th, 1773. You need to make sure you highlight it, please. Highlight it as I'm talking to you. Now, December 16th, 1773, there was a band of activists. Now, if you remember, activists are people who fight for something that they believe in. They are actively going with what they believe in. Oh, I know.
That's
Now-
the debate.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. Very good. Well, look at you connecting our stuff. So, an activist, this group, the Sons of Liberty, decided that they wanted to do their own form of protest of the Tea Act by dumping, hold on, what's the number? They dumped 342 crates of tea into the Boston Harbor. Now the Boston Harbor, let me kind of give you a mental picture of where that is. So the Boston Harbor is in Boston, and Boston is in Massachusetts. And Massachusetts is our sister that likes to hug. Okay? So she's at the very, very top of the 13 colonies. Very top of the 13 colonies. Okay? So that's kind of where we're at right now. So this lovely and historical event is called the Boston Tea Party. Isn't that funny and ironic that it's called the Boston Tea Party, but they dumped all the tea into the harbor? So dumping all the tea into the harbor was a form of protest. It was a protest against the Tea Act. I don't know. That's a good question.
It probably tasted like tea then.
I don't know.
Probably not.
I don't know. We'll see. Make sure that you have it highlighted and make sure it's written down on your timeline.
The 342.
No, you don't have to write the 342 crates. You don't have to write that part, but you can just write the Boston Tea Party under December 16th if you need to.
Oh, I wrote the whole thing.
Well, that's fine. You're amazing then. Okay. So now let's look at our resource here and see what the next date on our timeline is going to be. So it's going to be under the Intolerable Acts paragraph. The Intolerable Acts paragraph. What date is next? Someone besides my lovely Drake. Juan, what's the next date that I have? 17? I need more than that.
17,000.
What? Hold on, baby. Look at it again. What's the month that's in there?
Oh, in the back?
No, right here. Right here. Okay, there's, right there. Or right there. Right there.
I got it.
Okay, you got it, Juan?
Yeah.
What is it? We gotta give him a chance before we phone a friend.
I'd like to help you. 1763.
No, that's back. We're going forward. On our timeline, we go forward. Would you like to phone a friend?
1774.
Yes, but what's the month? There's a month. I need the month.
see it.
What's the month? What's the month? So next to 1774, it should say the month.
March.
March, there we go. Okay, so in March 1774. March 1774 was the Intolerable Acts. So the King of Great Britain, he saw what the colonists were doing and was just like, oh no, I don't think so. This is inexcusable and unacceptable behavior. So he decides to pass the Intolerable Acts. The Intolerable Acts are a bunch of laws that, you guessed it, put more control on the colonists. More control. More. So they had a bunch of control and they kind of let up on them a little bit. And then they, nope, went right back. So how I want you to remember the Intolerable Acts. Now, intolerable is the negative form of tolerate. Okay, so when you tolerate something, you're kind of like, okay, you know what, whatever, I can deal with it. You can deal with it. But since in is at the front of tolerable, this puts a negative on it. So it means it's not tolerable, meaning you cannot deal with it. So it's intolerable behavior. So like when your mom sees that, I don't know what you do at home, But whatever you think of that you do at home that your mom would be like, oh, no, I don't think so. This is inexcusable. This is intolerable behavior. So he called it the intolerable acts because of their behavior. Intolerable, because their behavior was intolerable. And of course, this made all the colonists even more mad.
And they wanted to do it again.
Oh, just wait. Just wait.
No.
Now, the next date that I have for you, so please make sure that you highlighted March 1774. Please make sure that's highlighted. Under the First Continental Congress section is our next date.
I see.
Our next date. Delilah.
September 1774.
Yes, ma'am. In September 1774.
That's my birthday.
Oh. Okay.
You're old.
He's like 300 years old. You realize that? Okay.
You look really young for your age.
He's like a vampire or something.
What do you use?
Alright, come back, my loves. So, the king passed these acts, and then 56 leaders from the 13 colonies. So 56 leaders from the 13 colonies, these were their representatives to come and stand for the colonists. So 56 leaders came and met, and this meeting is called the First Continental Congress. If you use your context clues, notice it says first, probably means there's a second one.
Oh.
Oh my God.
So with the First Continental Congress, the colonists, they complained, they talked about the mistreatment, they talked about how angry they were, they talked about how what was going on was not going to work no more. They had a whole meeting to talk about the hot mess that was happening. Now, they decided that if you mess with one colony, you mess with all of them. Ooh, I know. So they decided, okay, you want to attack one colony, you're attacking all of us.
Oh.
So we're gonna attack back.
Yeah, there you go. You're getting ahead now. Okay. Okay, so leave it right there. Hold on, I gotta leave you on the cliffhanger. Okay, I gotta leave you on the cliffhanger. So on the next section of paragraphs, the first attacks Lexington and Concord one, there's another date in there that I need. Somebody who has not gone. Joseph, give me the date. Yes, April 19th, 1775 was Lexington and Concord. So, let me give you a mental map of where we are again. So, Lexington and Concord is a little ways down from Boston, so we're still near Massachusetts at the very top of the 13 colonies. Okay? So the British soldiers marched wherever they pleased because they were going to go and arrest all the rebels who were just not following the rules. You know, that's what rebels do. They don't follow the rules. They need to do what they need to do because it's just not working. So the British soldiers, they walk and they start coming to arrest the rebels. And they take their weapons as well if they come across them. However, when the British soldiers got to Lexington and Concord, they were met with colonists. They were met by colonists. Now, in the video, in your recap video, it showed you a little sneak peek of that.
I know.
Oh, it did?
So, yeah.
Were they around the town and they started fighting?
Yes. They were at the town and they started fighting. Here's the thing. The thing about Lexington and Concord is the famous phrase, the shot heard around the world. Now, this phrase is famous because of the fact that no one knows who shot first. No one knows if the British soldier shot first or if the colonist soldier shot first. No one knows. That's why it's called that.
I think it was the British.
Your guess is as good as mine because still to this day nobody knows.
They both just went black twice. They both just.
Well, but that's the thing, is that it was only one fire. It was not two at the same time, it was one. So that's why it's called the shot. Only one, singular.
Whenever, actually, I remember.
It's okay, we'll come back.
I'm not saying anymore. This is all just crazy.
Okay, who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Your lunch is setting in, you're starting getting tired. Okay, so that then led us to the next date.
Oh.
Dun, dun, dun. If we use our context clues, we are there. Under the Second Continental Congress, what is the date that I have, Alexis? Yes, ma'am. In May of 1775, the Second Continental Congress came because the first one didn't work. So we got to meet again and we got to figure this out because we cannot handle this. We just had a huge fight at Lexington and Concord. We got to figure this out. So the 56 leaders decided to form the Continental Army. Okay, so Continental Army, it matches the meaning. It matches the meaning. Okay? So in the Second Continental Congress, we formed the Continental Army. Now, typically in an army, you have a leader or a general. You might know this general. Very famous, first president of the United States.
Abraham Washington.
George Washington. It's okay. There's a lot of famous presidents. We'll get into them.
Was Abraham Lincoln? No, he was the first because he was on the only state was between.
No, that's a bad way to remember it because that's not right.
They just lie to you.
They do lie to you. Okay, so George Washington, who eventually becomes our first president, was the general leader of the Continental Army. Okay, so now let's go into our last date. It's in the very last section. Very last section. Someone who has not gone, Alexis. Has she gone? I don't know. Whatever.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am. Well, it's January 1776, but still. Sorry, Alexis. I thought you hadn't gone. My goodness. Almost three. Okay. Make sure you are highlighting these because it's going to come in handy tomorrow. Handy. Okay, now this one. I want you to pay very close attention to this one, so I need your listening ears. In January of 1776, there was a man named Thomas Paine.
Oh.
Hold on, I'll give you all a minute. I still see friends writing.
I don't have any.
You're fine. You're fine. I can wait a minute. You're fine.
I don't have any. I have a turtle.
What are we-
Is it okay if my timeline hurries down so I can?
Honey, you're fine. Whatever is easiest for you. But hold on. I need to get through this, okay? Because we only have so much time. Okay? Hold on. Okay. Are we good?
Yes, Mom.
Thumb up that we're good? Fabulous. Okay. So in January of 1776, there was a man named Thomas Paine. Now, Thomas Paine, he was at the point where he was just like, independence is just the only way we can get away from all this. It's the only way. Okay? Hold on. So he decides to write a book. Now, you're probably like, a book? Really? That's it? That's all you're going to do? Wait. I got it. Hold on. Wait. Wait for it. Wait for it. So he comes out with his book, Common Sense. Now, in Common Sense, he writes about independence. He writes about what it would look like for the colonies and what it would mean for them government-wise and economy-wise. And he wrote all the good positives about becoming independent and what we needed to do for it. A few months later, after he published his little book, the entire colonies were on board.
What in the world?
They were like,
Mhm.
You know.
So he had made a difference in a few months. Now, let me just add a little life note. You cannot ever come up to me and ever tell me, Miss Gonzalez, I am one person, I cannot make a difference. Because who am I going to tell you to look at? I am going to tell you to look at Thomas Paine and the fact that his small little book made a whole entire difference. Because he helped get the entire 13 colonies to move forward with independence and to move it. I'm not talking like, oh, okay, like we thought about it. No, he got them moving towards independence. Okay? So don't ever tell me you as one person cannot make a difference. Because
You can't.
he made it into the history book. I'm just saying. He made it into the history book. Now hold on.
Oh, okay.
Hold on.
Oh no.
Okay. So, what I need from you with how this is going to affect you tomorrow, I'm going to give you an exit ticket. Hey, you're going to get an exit ticket. On this exit ticket, of course, your name needs to be on it.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
First and last.
Woo! Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Now, what I want you to do is to pick an event on this timeline. I want you to pick one that kind of reminds you of something that happened in your everyday life. Because tomorrow, you're going to compare it. And you're going to tell me, you're going to compare and contrast it. Okay? So let me give you an example. So, like I said earlier with the intolerable acts. Okay? Let's say there was something that you got grounded for that your parents think was completely misbehavior, but maybe you didn't agree with it.
Oh.
But that's the thing is that we're going to go over why your parents thought it was intolerable. Oh no, you ain't getting out of it completely. I'm not turning you against your parents. I'm just trying to make you think about it. So then let's look at the Boston Tea Party. So was there ever something that you came across in your real life that you felt you needed to protest against? Now, it doesn't have to be something extreme. Hold on. It does not have to be something extreme. It could be like last year when you guys had to wear lanyards to school. It could be if you saw.
Black Lives Matter.
No.
Uh-oh. No.
Now, that's not what I'm talking about. Even though, yes, that is something you can protest. Okay? And that is acceptable. Okay? Because it does matter. It does. Now, if you want to write that one to compare it to there, then okay, go. But you better give it to me like spotless. And you better back it up and it better be amazing.
That's easy.
Okay. Then I have faith in you to show me.
I'm not gonna do that.
Okay. But do you see what I'm saying though? Okay? It does not have to be that, but if you want to take that next step and you want to keep moving towards that step, that's fine by me. You can go there. That's all good. However, I would like you to start small. And then eventually we can get to something bigger. Okay? So do you understand why I was like, hold on, no.
Yeah.
You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You can go big if you want to, but I want you to start at least small. But if you think you can go big or go home, that is fine by me.
Wait, do we have to be alive?
Huh?
Do we have to be alive?
What?
Like, I'm talking about like to protest it. Like, could we protest it even if we weren't alive when it happened?
That's a good question.
Wait, what did he actually understand? Oh.
Okay, say it again.
Like,
Let's work through that. So say it again.
when you weren't alive, it happened.
Yes. Yes, of course. Because it's still something that you don't agree with. Even though I would like it to be something that was everyday kind of thing, that's fine. Okay? But if you think of something better and you can take that next step, that's fine with me. But you better deliver. Okay? Because I give you this example to keep you a little small so you can practice. I know some of y'all are my super smart particles, that's fine. If you want to take that next step, that's fine with me. That is so fine with me. Okay? So I'm not against any of that. But I want you to start small. Just if you feel like you start small. So I'm giving you your exit ticket. You may start small, you may go big or go home, whatever you are comfortable with. You do not have to write it right now,
Okay.
but it needs to be in my hand as you are walking out the door, which is why it's called an exit ticket. Okay?
Get it.
Woo! It's like Miss Gonzalez kind of has, you know, a method to her madness.
Oh my god.
Okay, so again, I know we kind of got a little off. What I want you to do is to pick one of the timeline dates. Pick one of the timeline dates. Because that's the date you're going to compare your everyday situation that you don't agree with to. Okay, so pick one of these.
What if you have nothing?
What's this?
Well, you don't have to have an everyday part. Yes. So you don't have to have an everyday part right now. I just want the date that you want to look at. So like how Xavier wrote, he wrote March 1774 because he wants to do his close to the intolerable acts. I just want you to have an idea. Now tomorrow, if you get in here and you're like, oh man, mine would go way better with this date. That's fine, you can change it. I just want you to get an idea right now. Okay? So let's work on that exit ticket. I'm going to give you a minute. But what I need you to do is when you are done, I need you to close everything. I need you to close your notebook. I need you to close your Social Studies Weekly. Alright? Because we're closing our Social Studies right now. We're closing the Social Studies. We're closing it. Because remember, you guys are also starting your ELA with me this week. So just hold on to it. You don't have to get rid of it. Just close it. Make sure you keep the exit ticket out. Okay. So we're starting your spelling this week. It's okay. It's okay. Hold on. Listen, Lindas. Your spelling. I'm giving it to you this week. However, you're not testing on it until next week. Okay, because I don't think it's fair that I'm giving it to you today and giving you 2 days to study for it and then take a test Friday. That's not fair.
Yeah.
That's not fair. Your turn. Now, here's the thing. I only have so many spelling lists. So I suggest that you put it in a very safe spot. That you are not going to forget it even over the weekend. I do not want you to forget it. So let's put that in a safe spot. Safe spot. The safest spot. I love how lots of my friends are using their purple folder. Whatever safe spot is best for you. Make sure your Social Studies Weekly is inside your notebook because I don't want you to lose it. Because you need it for tomorrow, hence why we highlighted things. Wink, wink. Wink, wonk. Okay. So we are going to just kind of go over your spelling words. Tomorrow we're going to define them so we can help you remember them. We're going to finally play four corners. I'm so excited. Whoop, whoop. The four corners. We'll go over it tomorrow. Okay. If you have, hold on, Jacob. Oh my goodness, sir.
What is
Jacob, I told you let's worry about that later. Also, you are not appropriately using my flexible seating. Please use it correctly or you will not get to use it. I need you listening to me because I don't want you to fall behind. Okay? Okay. So, listen. If you have your Social Studies Weekly, hold on, I don't have everybody's attention. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Try that again. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Okay, I need your eyes, ears, and bubbles. If you have your Social Studies Weekly inside your notebook, if you have your spelling in a safe place, And you have your exit ticket on your desk still. Give me a thumbs up. Okay. So we're going to kind of just go over your spelling just really quickly. Okay? We're going to get more into it tomorrow, but I want to touch on them, okay? Okay, so you have 15 of them. Woo! Yay! Alright, okay, so number 1 is breath. It is breath. Do not confuse it with breathe. Breathe has the E at the end. This is breath. Breath. Okay, number 2 is wobble. Wobble, you know, when you shake a little bit.
Like a penguin.
Like a penguin, very good.
Or like when
Very good. Okay, blister. You know when you get little blisters on you or like on your shoes on the back of your heel, you get a blister from them rubbing up against you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you have number 4, which is crush. You crush something together. No, I'm not talking about your cutesy crush that you have a crush on. No, we're not talking about that. That's gross. Yuck. Okay, I'm talking about crush. We're crushing something. We're crushing something. Okay, 5 is direct. Direct. Okay, I'm directly looking at Jordan. I'm looking right at him. Yep. Okay.
I'm not here though.
Okay, number 6 is promise. Promise. Does anyone want to tell me what promise means? The last one. What does promise mean?
When you
You want to phone a friend? Anthony, what's promise mean?
when you say something and you have to keep it
You can't just not do it. When you say something, you have to mean it and you have to actually do it. Very good. Okay, so what about 7? 7 is grasp. Grasp. Jordan, what's grasp?
You have a good grip.
Okay, very good. That's a good sentence to use for it. When you have a good grip of it, you grasp it, you kind of take hold of it. Okay, what about 8? Numb. Numb, Drake. Good. You can't feel anything. You're just like, eh. Like when your foot goes numb because you've been sitting somewhere so long. Okay, number 9 is hymn. Hymn.
What's a hymn?
Hymn. There's 2 different meanings to hymn. It's a multiple meaning word.
Learning and reading.
Oh my goodness.
What?
Miss Gonzalez knows that.
Is it a homophone?
No.
Multiple meaning.
No, it is a multiple meaning word. It's something you've been learning and reading.
No, it's a homophone. It's a multiple meaning.
Okay, so a hymn. So hymn can mean like you hem the bottom of your pants so they don't touch the floor, so you sew them up. Or it can mean a hymn like a song. Like, so if you're religious and you go to church, a hymn is a song.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like hymn.
No, not like hymn like you hymn. That's not that kind of hymn. Hymn is like something, yeah, there's 2 meanings for it. It's multiple meaning. Okay, there's number 10, which is shovel. What is a shovel, Xavier?
You dig something up.
Something you dig something up with. Very good. Now 11 is gravity. Gravity, Eamon. What's gravity?
Force that basically helps you stay in the ground.
Very good. It's a force that keeps you low to the ground. Very good. Now, what about frantic? 12. Frantic. Frantic. Miss Gonzalez is frantic a lot. Crazy, out there, excited. It's mostly revolved around excited. You're just very like energetic and excited. Very. So y'all better get that one.
cups of coffee.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so 13 is swift.
Taylor.
Swift, Xavier.
Fast.
Fast. Okay, so you are very swift. You move fast. You move really quickly. Very good. Okay, what about feather? Feather, Drake.
This stuff that birds have on them.
Yeah. That was very good though. A feather, so you can have feathers, which is what birds have.
It's like
Feather is, you can have them in a pillow. You can have a feather pillow.
yeah.
Okay.
Those are annoying.
Yeah, those are not very fun pillows. They do poke. Okay, so 15 is comic. Comic. Anthony, can you tell me what comic is?
It's like a book.
Okay, you could have a comic book, but it's a multiple meaning word. So do you have another one?
It can be like a cartoon.
Okay, so a comedy, it's a comic. Okay, Jacob, you got an idea? A comic?
Like a Spider-Man.
Yes, so like a comic book. Okay, so this is a really good multiple meaning word. There's one I'm thinking of though, specifically, that you haven't said yet. Delilah, you got it?
Is it like that something in space?
No, that's a comet. Comet. That's a comet. But yeah, you could have cosmic, but there's an S in there. Okay, so there is a comic book. There's a comic strip. There is comic like it's funny, like haha, it's comic. But because there's a comic funny, a comic is also a person.
What?
Like a comedian, they can be a comic. That's the short version, comic. Okay? Oh! Okay, very good. Okay, so now that we kind of just caught, I just wanted to touch on them really quick. We're going to go over them a lot more tomorrow. But what I really want to touch on before you guys go is the daily flip it. Now, the daily flip it is what we will do very often. It might be in your station. It might be something we do together. It might be something I make you do as a different kind of warm-up. But I want to show it to you this week so I can give you what my expectations of this is. Okay? Because I don't like when we don't use incomplete sentences on things like this. Okay? So who wants to, so the theme. There's a theme for each daily flip it. Now the daily flip it's here are characters. This is the theme of this flip it section. So like today, tomorrow, and Friday, all of the daily flip its will be about character. So can you give me what a character is? What is a character? Drake, what's a character?
Someone in the book like a main character.
Very good. So it's someone in a book like a main character. There's another one, Juan.
Like a character like that's you.
Yeah, that's you. Very good. There's another form of character I'm thinking of, Delilah.
Kind of like the way you act.
Yeah, you could. Oh, that's very good.
That's what I'm
Didn't think about. Well, yes, that's more so what you meant, Juan. Yes, it's more like you, like your character, you yourself and I. Very good. Okay, I'm still thinking of another one. So Drake said a book character. What other kind of characters can you get, Jacob?
Like characters in other games.
In games. Okay, Alexis? Movies. Okay, so you can have your character, like who you are. You can have movie characters, you can have book characters, you can have game characters, all that. Okay? So the characters, what is the type of character that you tend to see the most?
Movie.
No. What is the type? Delilah. It's the one you see and read the most.
The character.
No, Drake.
Main character.
Main character! Yes! Very good. The main character is the one you see the most. It's the one you see the most. Main. Very good. Okay. So now what I want you to do before you guys leave is I want you to give me an example of a character. Now it can be your character trait, so it can be something about you, or it could be more on like someone from your favorite book, someone from your favorite movie, someone from your favorite game. Okay, I'm getting one from everyone, so go there.
So you want me to put my hand down?
No, you're done. You can raise your hand if you want to go first. Okay, so Delilah, give me your character.
Peppa Pig.
Peppa Pig, fabulous. Alexis, give me your character. Who? I can't hear you. You can't think of it? Do you need me to come back to you? Okay. Jordan. Harry Potter. Jacob.
Seeker.
Seeger. Okay. Xavier, you got one?
A character?
Yes.
Naruto?
Naruto. Okay. Drake, you got a character? Yes. Sans, okay. Ava, you got a character? Can we come back to you? Okay, Juan, give me a character.
Middle school.
Ooh, what's the character though? Who's the character? In the book. You don't gotta show me the whole book. I know which one you're talking about, but who's the character?
That dude.
Who is that dude? What's his name?
It doesn't
Oh,
make sense.
Nancy Lou. You don't even know his name?
I have so many more.
Did she even read the book?
He probably hasn't gotten there yet. Or maybe he has and he's just reading it really fast.
Oh, there it is. No.
Okay, I'll come back to you. Anthony, who's your character? Goku. Okay, Alexis, you got it? Princess Leia. Very love that one.
Oh.
Aiden, you got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe Carrie White.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. Juan, you got your character's name that you're literally looking for?
Just do something
It's
like.
like,
Just think this up.
Oh, rail. Something like that. Rail.
Okay.
Yeah.
As long as you get that I'm talking about a person in a book and a movie and all that. Okay, my love, so that is kind of just like how the first section goes. Each section in the daily flippets are different. Okay, they're all different. It'll be different each day. Alright, thumbs up that we understand your daily flippets. Fabulous, my darlings. Alright, so what I need you to do is I need you to have your blue bucket out on your desk so I can call you out to transition to the next box.
Oh.